Hello, this is KC from KC Grandpa Tech, where we talk about tech, fun stuff, and much, much more. It's been an interesting week in space, has it not? We've had the Dragon X capsule, cargo capsule, released from the ISS and break away and return to Earth safely. We've also had SN9 Static test, where they did 3 rapid engine tests in a row. Of course, that led to some problems with the engines being damaged and having to be replaced. And today, we had the Artemis booster test, full engine test, which they fully tested it, so now it can be moved to the launch pad. Let's go into that right now. And
we're proceeding to back off. Copy, 1 meter.
So what you're watching now, of course, is the SpaceX program back away from the International Space Station, and then eventually it did return to Earth safely. So I will continue to watch that a little bit. I'm sure you guys love to see a little bit of that program. It's amazing, you know. I never realized how many things they have going on, solar panels and such like.
Each step we're disclosing today is an example of humankind's insatiable propensity to explore. Congratulations to all the teams who have made the SpaceX 16 mission possible. Godspeed and above fires to Dragon.
Of course, that led to SN9's 3-engine, 3-time static test. And that was a great thing, because they were able to give 3 successive static tests. Now, 2 engines were damaged, and like I said, according to the scuttlebutt and the information I've been getting, that they will not attempt another test until February. I don't know how true that is, but we'll find out as we go. Thank you to Troy Marcantel for his pictures of the actual static test. All right, that brings us to the Artemis program, and let's look at that right now. So let's join the Artemis program with the booster rocket test. We're at approximately 1 minute from the full test. Enjoy this full test of the rocket engine. From this test now, that will be moved, and we'll get into that right after that.
Coming up in T-1 minute on my mark. Mark. If all personnel report that you're ready to go, PEA. Go. AEA. HEA. Go. REA. Go. NTC. Go. All right, we're in ALS. Launch engine start. And we're into plus count. Engine start. We're into plus count. Call for south, please continue monitor your system. And grass is in control. All right, plus 25 seconds. PDRA, we did get an MCF on engine 4. Copy that, but we're still running. Still got 4 good engines, right? Copy that. Advance us through 60 seconds. Get into our first gimbal profile.
BTD is SE.
Gotcha.
CCC violation on rest.
And we got a shutdown. Yeah, all personnel. Shutdown looks like let's all go to page 656. Page 656, please. AR1, if you would, on step 4.241, please verify core stage engine 1s and 4 have shut down for that step, and we have a safe engine shutdown.
We are in post-shutdown standby, engines 1 through 4.
Now that was exciting. We've had so much going on in space. Now, of course, I have some footage from NASA. We'll talk about what's the next step with the Artemis program. So sit back, relax, and listen to it. When we finish that, I have something special for you guys. If you have a daughter who's interested in the space program, there was a question and answer program. I have a little bit of footage from that of one of the astronauts. I'm putting it on the end. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you like content like that and you want more of it, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get to do that right now.
Well-engineered cameras, very protective casings and all that. It's all important that we not only get the data, but all the video and the view of what exactly is going on.
Great. Well, thank you again. We may still come back to you, but I want to remind everyone, it's not just Artemis 1. We've got several firsts on the horizon. This year, the first of our commercial lunar payload services, or CLIPS missions, begin with 2 companies delivering instruments to the lunar surface. The golf cart-sized Viper rover will search for water at the moon's south pole. A small CubeSat called Capstone will head to the moon, scouting the orbit to be used on later human missions. And Artemis 1 launches on an uncrewed flight to test both SLS and Orion on a journey beyond the moon and back to Earth. Later on, we'll be launching the Power and Propulsion Element, or PPE, and the Habitation and Logistics Outpost, or HALO, to lunar orbit to become the first pieces of our lunar gateway, which will provide the jumping-off point for lunar missions. Artemis 2 will be a 10-day crewed test flight where astronauts will set a new record for farthest distance traveled from Earth. And finally, Artemis 3 in 2024. The hardware for those next 2 Artemis missions is coming together right now at Michoud. The Boeing team is already demonstrating faster manufacturing times by implementing all the experiences and lessons from building the first core stage. In Utah, Northrop Grumman is already building the booster segments for the next several missions as well. We've also got the Orion spacecraft for Artemis 2 down at Kennedy undergoing assembly. And the spacecraft for Artemis 3 is also being manufactured right now at Michoud in our hometown of New Orleans. So that wraps it up for us here today after a major milestone on America's return of astronauts to the lunar surface, a successful test of the core stage of the Space Launch System rocket. Up next, we'll be replaying main mission, or what do you hope to learn with these next series of landings?
On the moon, I think what we are trying to learn is just make sure we know how to get back there, and then to set up our mission so that we can come back. And our whole goal is to lay a foundation on the moon and make it sustainable so that we can continue to come back. And so I think the most important thing is to test our systems and to make sure that we can duplicate it.
So make sure we don't get lost and that we know what we're doing when we get there. Okay.
That is highly important.
That's a great answer. All right, another user on Twitter asks, what would be your final meal before leaving for the moon?
Oh, goodness. What would be my final meal? You know what? I would. This is going to be boring, but I would want a salad.
What?
Why? Because I want fresh food before I go, because the rest of it's going to be all dehydrated, I'm pretty sure.
Do you get queasy on the launch too?
No, I didn't. And I think part of that's because you are so highly trained and you've got a job to do and you're highly focused. And with all the G's pressing against you, it kind of keeps your stomach still.
It's keeping it down.
Keep it all in there.
One last question for you. What is the coolest thing you've experienced being an astronaut?
Oh, I got to say that it is being in shorts and a T-shirt, living on board the space station, looking out the window and gazing at this beautiful planet. That probably is the most exciting, coolest thing I've ever done as an astronaut.
Well, Tracy, thank you so much for being here. I hope
My
you get to enjoy the show. And thank you to everyone watching and submitting questions online. What we're going to do right now is
So that brings us to the end of this segment. I hope this has been interesting you. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you like some of the content that you've been getting, so I can produce more of it for you. It takes a little time to put all this together so they can give you all of the news without you having to search for it. So again, this is Casey from Casey Grandpa Tech out. And until next time, have a great day.